here again today with Michael of Michael's Health Answers. Michael, I heard you say in a recent video that you were stopping taking new training courses and changing focus. Do you want to embellish on that?
Yes, I do, actually. That's part of the reason I brought it up earlier in our conversation. I figured out that since I started online 20 months ago, I have always been involved in 1 or 2 training programs. That's really great. Except sometimes people use training so they don't have to do the work and implement what they've been training on. So knowing that the shiny object syndrome is a problem for me, having had the experience of being involved in 2 high-intensity training programs, both of which I received remarkable benefits from, but because one program ran 2 weeks late and the other one had a fixed start date, they actually overlapped for 3, which became 4 weeks. So there was a period in September where I was doing 3 classes and then 3 coaching sessions and 1 online interactive session a week. So I had to fit in 8 classes, or 8.5, 9 hours into my 30-hour work week, which I do 30 hours of work offline, and I do 21 hours worth of work online to try and get my 3 hours a day. So I created a 60-hour week for myself, and I almost exhausted myself. I actually took myself completely out of the game last week for 4 days because I have been so focused on training that when something happened that I had no control over that changed my focus, I had literally stopped in my tracks and didn't accomplish anything for 3 whole days, because in the change I made, it affected everything like dominoes, and things just started to fall over, and it set me back maybe a week in my progress. But what it did was provide me with the clear understanding that at some point you have to stop with the training, stop listening to other people. I know what I've got to say. I know who I want to say it to now. I know how I want to share it. For me, it's this wonderful video format. I am ready to build a team. Something I've not said, had the desire for, or the focus to do for 3 or 4 years. When I joined this wonderful health food company, I recruited 30 people in my first year. Only 6 or 7 of them are with me today because, honestly, 20% do and 80% don't. So my numbers are actually better than the industry average, because my 6 that stayed have stayed with me for 5 years. So if you look at 20% attrition a year, I should have nobody. So sometimes the numbers are the numbers, and it's just a matter how you look at them affects how you feel about them, and how you feel about them affects what you do about them. So I know that I can recruit 30 people in a year, and actually I know this time it's not going to take me a year. I have the skills, I have the knowledge, I have the training. So what I have decided to do is once a day I'm going to cut a video or do a post from my personal experience with my training, so I can share these things with the people coming behind me that want to build a business and not having to start from scratch. It turns out I've paid about $10,000 in the last 13 years for training, because I've been paying for people to fix my thinking for 13 years since I joined Primerica, and in that 13-year journey I have sat at the feet of legends and giants and masters of gurus from all walks of life. And now that I've gone back and I've started at the beginning and I've integrated all this training and skills into who I am and what I do, I found it's easier. Once you stop denying the parts of yourself that you don't want to deal with and integrate them, everything comes together, everything gets easier. And now that I've figured out a way that works for me to become healthy and wealthy, and I know that is cliche and we hear it all the time, but I understand that your wealth is in your health, because if you are healthy, you have the energy and the focus and the time to become wealthy. Think about it. How's your health? How's your wealth? And are these things in balance in your life, because if they're not, we should talk. And if you're not ready to talk, you should opt in to the sidebar and put yourself on the list for my health updates. Because let's face it, when you want to do something, you need to find somebody that's already walked the path before you so you can follow and do the things that make sense to you to accelerate your own journey in that direction. Have a good day, and thanks for listening. This is a little bit longer than normal, but I'm sure if you're still sitting here listening to me, it's made sense and you're ready to take action. So thank you and have a great day.
Well, and just before I turn off the camera, Michael, I'm sure your students and your clients are going to appreciate the fact that you have spent $10,000 and years learning what you've learned, and you're going to shorten their learning curve drastically by sharing that. So that was just my added in thought. Thank you.
Thank you.